Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our 2026 Southeast Institute pre-site information session. My name is Paige Hutto, and I am honored to be the chair for this year's site. And we are only a few days away, I think 8 days from classes beginning, 7 days from being together at kickoff and registration. So, just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am my day job, the president and CEO of the Chamber of Commerce Association of Alabama, and graduated from Southeast in 2015. So, I have been honored and blessed to be around Institute since 2012 when I started my Institute journey. And so this year, we are ecstatic to welcome a record number of attendees to Southeast Institute. So um, our Board of Regents, our class advisors have been hard at work for a year since we were together last year, and just trying to prepare a great opportunity and a great environment for learning. The staff really they do all the heavy lifting and let us just be there to celebrate and with you all. So they have got a great faculty, great curriculum, just waiting until we're all together in just a few days. So with that, I'm going to be here to help answer questions in the chat and then to give you guys some tips towards the end. But with that, really to get to the heart and the meat of why we're here to tell you what to expect. If this is your first time in Athens with us, is the incomparable Karen McCurry, our fearless leader. Been doing this for 20 years now. So, Karen, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Thank you so much, Paige. And just to echo Paige's thoughts, right? Oh, I was going to say congratulations and welcome to Southeast Institute. Congratulations to all years. If you are a first year attending for the first time, second year, third year, welcome back. And fourth year, congrats on your upcoming graduation. So, with that, we'll dive in a little bit. This is informal. Sam and I are going to go through a lot of information over the next 30, 45 minutes or so. So please don't hesitate to type some questions into the chat. If you have any as they come up, we will have dedicated time at the end of the session to answer those questions. And then if it makes sense throughout the middle, we can possibly answer them in real time as well. So first and foremost, you should already have been hearing from your class advisor. If you have not already, hopefully that is because you recently registered, and that means you were perhaps in between a communication cycle. If you registered more than a week ago and you haven't heard from your advisor, please either drop that in the chat or shoot us an email at iom@uschamber.com, and we'll be sure to get you connected with your advisor. Class advisors are all graduates of the program, and they volunteer to give back to help guide you as the attendees throughout the course of the week. Thank you, Sam. Just put our email in the chat there. Again, you should have already been hearing from them with a plethora of information regarding some logistics, some extracurricular program offerings, information on your class culture, whether that be theme, t-shirts, snacks, etc. They are there again to guide you throughout the week, and that includes prepping you before we actually step foot in Athens. So, we will get to that. I see a question on logistics with airport transportation, so we'll get to that in a second. But the class advisors, again, are your go-to person. So please don't hesitate to reach out to them if you already have their contact info. Some of you have hopefully participated in either email discussions, GroupMe, WhatsApp, Facebook groups, whatever mode of communication. I know there were some Zooms or some Teams meetings that also took place among the individual classes. So hopefully you're getting all the information that you need from your advisors. Again, this is your go-to person. The advisors are wonderful. Please use them as a resource throughout the week. As far as technology goes, outside of your class advisor, your go-to spot is the Event Hub. This is the one-stop shop for all things schedule and all things Southeast Institute related. If you had participated in previous years, if you're not a first year, you might remember the Event Hub and or an on-site app or the link tree. We no longer have the on-site app or the link tree, so everything can be found on the Event Hub. The link is there in the presentation, and Sam also just included it in the chat. There are kind of two sides to it. One, on the landing page, you don't have to log in to get any of that information. You'll see some quick links on the bottom. You can access all of that without even logging in. Once you log in using your email and the password that you created during registration, that gives you access to your individual schedule. So all of the core classes that you are automatically assigned depending upon your curriculum year, as well as the electives that you selected, you will have access to those specific classes, including the time, the date, the faculty member, and the location site at the Georgia Center, as well as access to the course materials. Everything housed in a Dropbox link, so you'll have access to a specific year associated with the classes and the materials and the handouts at that point for your specific year or for the electives. If something is not there, that means we have not yet received it. So we are adding them as they are received by the faculty. Materials will not be printed. I'm kind of ahead a little bit, but materials will not be printed. If you would like to print something, that is completely up to you. You're welcome to do so. You're not expected nor required to do so. So totally up to you and how you learn best. You can certainly follow along electronically. While we're talking about materials, I'll just continue that train of thought. Again, up to you, however you best learn. So whether that means bringing a laptop, a tablet, an iPad, using your phone, going old school pen and paper, we will have IOM branded notebooks and pens for you to take if you would like at registration. It's really up to you. I will say there are not necessarily a lot of access to outlets in the classroom, so definitely make sure to charge any devices and or bring portable chargers. Again, however you best learn, we want you to be calm. And speaking of being comfortable, as far as attire goes, it is really business casual throughout the week. I reference class t-shirts. Some of you might have t-shirts that you're planning on wearing on a designated day, which is great. We just want to make sure you're comfortable and professional at all times. So if you're like me, I'm currently sitting here in a fleece. I'm always cold. So definitely letters. Um, you are inside for the majority, especially if you are staying at the Georgia Center. But never hurts to travel with an umbrella. You never know. Again, it'll be 95 degrees outside, and then you walk inside and it's blasting air conditioning. So always best to over prepare and make sure that you are comfortable. So with all of that, I'm going to toss it over to Sam, and he'll go into a little bit more detail about what to expect when you arrive in day one.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you, Paige. And yes, we are going to begin with the IOM Expo and registration. So this is part of the pre-site networking and IOM registration, which has in many ways evolved into this thing called the IOM Expo. So this is taking place from 2:30 to 4 p.m. and the Pecan Tree Gallery, which is the same location if you attended last year this was in. We do recommend that you arrive around 2:30 if you can, so you can be sure that you find your name badge and find your tin card and pick up some Iowa merchandise. I will tell you, as an FYI, the merchandise goes a little fast. So one of the most amazing things we have that's very popular is the pins. So if you want a pin, I recommend coming up early. You will also meet your class advisor in person here, and as well as others that will be in your class section. There will be other amazing tables where you can learn about Athens, you can learn about our industry consultation program, you can talk to the Board of Regents. So there's a lot going on during this session, and we highly recommend that you come. And also, yes, please do come. And we know that you may be tempted to also just swing by late and grab your materials later. but you could just come and hang out and meet people. That sounds fun. Come have fun. Come have fun, guys. We have changed the order of things this year also. So in years past, homeroom has taken place right after the expo. But this year, it will take place right after kickoff. So after the expo, you will need to find your class section and be sure that you sit with them during kickoff, which is in Mallard Hall. Now, during that kickoff, you will hear from your Board of Regents chair, the amazing and distinguished Paige Hutto, who is on the call. And you will also hear from a faculty speaker, and this is the perfect chance for you to be formally introduced to the week. After this, you will be led to your homeroom by your class advisor, and the room that you will go to is the room that you have all of your core classes throughout the week in. That is the same room that you will be in homeroom in. There, the class advisor will go over introductions, they'll go over guidelines, and everything else that you need to know to have a successful week in Athens at Institute. Now, after this is over, you have a free night. So this is your chance to explore Athens. You can go out with your class. You can lock yourself in your room. You can do all these things. Honestly, you can do whatever you want. It's a free night. So that being said, we are going to move on to day 2 day. And that will take us to in the classroom. So attendance is required for credit. If you have any questions or concerns about attendance, please work with your class advisor as they are in charge of conducting attendance during your core classes. You may have seen this earlier, but different faculty may also ask you to come prepared with materials, as Karen was mentioning earlier. Again, we encourage you to visit the Event Hub and review what materials and handouts are on there that are included. Some may not have been uploaded yet, as Karen was mentioning, and that simply means the materials have not been received from the faculty member, as an FYI. We do also encourage you, as Karen mentioned, to bring a notebook or laptop to take notes on. Now, regarding your core classes and electives, you will take 6 core and 3 elective classes. Your core classes are determined by the class section that you were in, and your 3 elective courses were chosen by you when you registered. Your core classes will be with everyone else who is in your class section, and your electives will be a mixture of others from all sections of the IWIN program who are at Athens this year. So your electives are a fantastic way for you to go meet some new people. And if you also want to see your electives and what you've previously taken, you can request a transcript by emailing the IOM inbox at iom@uschamber.com, which was put in the chat earlier. And actually me, it's really just me, will send you a transcript. So you are, in fact, also able to take the same elective, notably, year in and year out. The objectives may slightly change of the elective, and also the faculty member who is teaching the elective may slightly change, but as an FYI, you can take the same electives. That is okay. We do also offer beverages in the mornings. However, though, breakfast will be on your own. There'll be a 30-minute morning break, as well as a 1 hour lunch and afternoon breaks. The breaks will take place again in the Pecan Street Galleria, and the lunches will take place in the Magnolia Room. So be sure that you are there for those, because if you're not there for those, you'll go a little hungry. There's a lack of restaurants around Athens in the area that we're in out here, so you should probably get some food. We trust that each of you also have submitted your dietary restrictions on your registrations. If you did not do that, please reach out at iom@uschamber.com. We can communicate those restrictions to catering staff who are at the Georgia Center still. Yeah, and if you have any questions about that, please let us know. So with that, I am finally going to turn it over to Karen, and she's going to talk about on-site opportunities.
Awesome. Thank you, Sam. So,
Mhm.
in addition to all of the amazing knowledge and information and discussions you're going to be having in the classroom, we also have some additional opportunities outside of the classroom. The first of which is the industry consultation program. Again, if you're not new, hopefully this is not the first time you are hearing about this, but just in case, to give a quick overview, and for those who are new, this is an opportunity for you to sign up and have a discussion that is more in depth and also in a private setting, a one-on-one conversation on the topic of your choosing. So if there is a challenge or something that's going on at your own organization and you would like to dive deeper or look for advice on advancement within your own organization, career advice, whatever it might be, or you just want to talk, we have had people sign up for consultations who really just want to bounce ideas off of someone. Anything and everything is acceptable for the industry consultation. And Sam just put the link in the chat. It is an opportunity for you to have at least the start of that discussion and that conversation. Because the week is so jam-packed, the consultations typically take place during one of the 30-minute breaks or during lunch or during, the extra time, which is either before or after class. So you can't really solve all the world's problems in 30 minutes. So sometimes the start of the conversation will happen, and then it's up to the consultee and the facilitator if they would like to continue that conversation and that discussion virtually throughout the year. That often does happen. So really up to you, but we definitely encourage you to take advantage and to sign up. You don't have to worry about, well, I don't know who to pick. The regents in charge of the consultation program will take the information based on the topic that you selected and whatever you provided on the form and pair you up with someone who has expertise in that area. So they'll go ahead and make the pairings. You don't need to request anyone specific. The consults are facilitated by members of our boards of regents as well as the class advisors. We have some members of our board of trustees, which is another national volunteer group on site, as well as a few select faculty. The faculty do need to opt into it because they are in and out throughout the week. They are preparing for their classes, so they don't have as much available time throughout the week. So it is possible that you might get paired with a faculty member, you might not. But definitely, again, I know many of you have already signed up ahead of time. We did get some early forms. It is available all week. The earlier you do it on site, the easier it is to get that scheduled and ensure that the conversation can at least be started on site. So if you have signed up, you will hear something when we get to site, likely by Monday morning. If you haven't already heard, I wouldn't expect to hear anything before we get there. So that is the industry consultation program. And then we also have our class dinner / class activity that hopefully has been discussed, or at least the conversation has been started among your class. And that's an opportunity for your class to get together and either go offsite. Some classes like to get together in the lobby and have a pizza party. We've seen that happen before. I think I heard some of the fourth years are doing that. This year, you can go offsite and have a full sit-down dinner. You can have more reception style. You can go bowling, karaoke. There's no set format. It's just an opportunity to get to know your class better. So hopefully your class advisor has been facilitating that conversation. That is on Monday night. And then we also have opportunities for, lunch table topics. Again, similar to the industry consultations, this is an opportunity to continue the conversation about a specific topic or category. As the name suggests, it takes place during lunch. You'll receive information on that. If you haven't already, I apologize, I can't remember if I included that in the class advisor updates. But you will receive information if you haven't already when we get to site. It's not required. It is completely optional. Sometimes during lunch, you just want to sit, catch up, take a minute. That is completely fine. But if you would like to keep the conversation and the discussion going, then you can sit at a table at which a lunch topic is taking place. So there will be signage, lots of opportunity. I think there's like 6 or 7 throughout each of the 3 lunches each day. So lots of opportunity for you if you would like. And then we also have some fundraising opportunities. It comes to the silent auction, as well as the Southeast specific swag. We do encourage participation. This is how all of these scholarships are funded. So if anyone on the call has received a Regent scholarship for this year, Those were all funded by the efforts from last year's Southeast site. So the money does specifically stay at Southeast. Again, it's all redistributed in the form of scholarships the following year. So there are various ways. Actually, and sorry, Paige, I might put you on the spot here. I realized we only have the auction and merch orders listed here. But for the first time, the auction committee, or excuse me, the fundraising committee has actually created what they're calling a high five. So there are 5 different opportunities, not just these 2. So my apologies, but Paige, might you be able to speak to that a little bit as I'm putting you on the spot right now?
Sure. Let's see if I can count to 5. So in order to receive a high five, which is really supporting the fundraising effort in multiple ways, it would be purchasing something from the merch site, participating in the silent auction, and that would be either bringing something or bidding on something in the silent auction. Um, we have rock star ribbons. So many of you in the chamber world know that we get different ribbons on our name tags. Rockstar is $50 or more donated directly to the fundraising, to the scholarship fund. Um, there's a fourth, I can't remember. Maybe
I
Amy or
got it. I
somebody's on
found
there.
it.
And then
Look
there's
it
a
up one more
fifth, which
time.
is promoting
Share
it on social media.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was the one. Yep. Thank you, Paige. Sorry, totally put you on the
Yep.
spot.
You're
So,
good.
yep, donate an item to the auction, bid on an item in the auction, donate to the scholarship fund by purchasing a Rockstar item, purchase some of the Southeast specific swag, or share or share on socials. So, thank you.
Yes.
And yes, thank you. Somebody, Bree put this in the chat. Absolutely. They said, can we choose a financial donation rather than a basket or an item? And absolutely you can. Thank you, Paige. Yes, and we appreciate any and all. Everything is supported. Again, you can do the $50 donation to get a Rockstar ribbon, but outside of that, there is a way to do it any dollar amount that you would like to do. So we'll get you that link and we'll make sure that that's clear when we're on site. So thank you. And thank you, Paige, for jumping in there. And then in addition to that, next on the list, we have graduation. So changing gears a little bit, but graduation, of course, is the culmination of the Institute journey. So those of you who are 4th years, I'm sure are looking forward to returning and this important milestone. It does take place on Wednesday night at 6:30. We do have a pre-grad bites reception where we'll have just very limited hors d'oeuvres, but it's an opportunity for mixing and mingling among not only your class, but outside of your class. So getting to interact with the faculty, the volunteers, and of course, as well as other attendees throughout the Institute site, not just your specific class or your specific year even. And that will be at 5:45 in the Hill Atrium, which is right outside of graduation, which is in Mailer Hall. And that's the same location that the kickoff will be in, the opening night session on Sunday. So same place. We do also have photos with our professional photographer. So those who are graduates will already have their photos done before the ceremony. Every other class, plus our volunteers and our faculty, will have their photos taken after graduation. So this is the formal graduation photo. This has nothing to do with if your class has arranged for additional photos to be taken in your class t-shirts or anything throughout the week. Again, this is separate from that. Everyone, including obviously the 4th years have to be there to graduate, but everyone who is participating at Institute, so 1st through 3rd years, as well as the volunteers, the faculty who are on site, and of course staff, is expected to be there. It is an all-site celebration to be able to recognize the graduates and hear from all the class speakers and cheer them on as they walk across the stage and get their certificate and have their name announced. So it's a really, really special ceremony. Again, celebrating not only the grad, but the entire institute community throughout this specific week in Athens. So that'll be on Wednesday night. And then after that, everything is pretty quick on that final day, and I will turn it over to Sam to talk about that.
Should probably unmute myself. All right. Yes. So yes, after graduation, you have one last class on Thursday morning. So it's important to note also that the silent auction will end at 8 a.m. on that day, on Thursday morning, which is the very beginning of that class. So if you want an item also, please pick it up at the silent auction table during the morning break, the 9:30 a.m. morning break that morning too. Classes then end at 11:30 a.m. And because hotel checkout is at 11 a.m., luggage storage will be available at the hotel. If you have any questions about that, please let us know. We do encourage you to pack your luggage on Wednesday night and check out Thursday morning. And then store your luggage before you arrive at your 8 a.m. class, so you're not worrying about that. Don't worry about these things, guys. We have ways to take care of them. So yes, with that, I'm then going to turn it over to Karen to lead our Q&A session, and also to Paige to share some amazing words of wisdom and a tip of advice as well. So take it away, Paige.
Me first, Karen?
Yeah, if you have something ready and you want to go first, by all
Yeah.
means.
So a couple of things that just want to make sure that we hit as well as all of the great information. State photos, we there will be a schedule posted in every class. You will get a personal calendar invite. They are done like throughout breaks, throughout the week. So please participate in your state photo. As someone who runs a state association, I will tell you that means a lot to us to have all of our state folks together. So even if you are the only attendee from your state, you get a special photo of just you. And the Board of Regents will take care of that. Just watch that schedule. Karen put in the chat as well, but want to make sure that we personally invite you as the Board of Regents. We invite everyone following homeroom on Sunday evening to join us downtown at Creature Comforts in Athens for just a little happy hour. Hosted by the board, hosted by our amazing hosts at the Athens Chamber. It's just an opportunity for us to say welcome and have you guys together. So yes, please plan on dinner, whatever you want to do. After, but at 5:45 or as soon as homeroom is over, please come join the Board of Regents just so we can say welcome to you guys. The As far as advice, I will tell you this. I can remember very distinctly 2012 walking in the door of the Georgia Center for the first time. I can also remember 2019 coming back as a class advisor, having first years. It can be overwhelming when you don't really feel like I don't know where to go. There's so many people. Um, you see second, third, and fourth years who are coming back, um, greeting their classmates. We, the Board of Regents, we are here to help you. So, and your class advisors. So, particularly for your first year, for first years, or even for those that are coming to Southeast for the first time, don't be overwhelmed. We are here to help you. It may not all make sense as we go over this, and Sam's talking about the pecan tree gallery, and you're like, wait, I don't even know what that means. It is not as overwhelming. So just walk in. There will be a friendly face, I promise. There will be Board of Regents there, class advisors, the hotel staff is amazing. Just ask anybody. Everybody, everybody is there to help make your experience just that much better. Um, so that would be my advice is just don't be overwhelmed in it. The other thing is, particularly if this is not your first time at Southeast, I'm going to say make sure that you meet somebody that you don't know, somebody that is outside of your class. Um, Maybe it's a regent, maybe it's somebody else in another class. Just the network alone is incredible. That we create, whether you're chamber association, just everybody, just meet somebody else because I have great friends um, that I have made many, many years ago. So, and the last thing I'll say, and then I'll hush, is particularly for associations coming on site, please be sure during the expo to go by the association table. Um, our good friend Bob Wiggins and several of our association folks will be there. We want to meet all of you that are there representing the association. So I just really say go by, meet them, and get to know some of the other associations. So, no, Jennifer, do not be nervous. I promise it will be overwhelming, and we're loud. I will tell you that if you're coming to the Southeast for the first time, we're loud, but we're friendly loud. So just walk in, see anybody in a regent shirt or staff or whatever, and just go, what the heck? And we will get you where you need to be. So don't be nervous.
Thank you, Paige. I like that. Friendly loud.
We are friendly
Um,
loud.
absolutely. No, this is wonderful. Everything that Paige said, yes. Everyone is super, super friendly, and it is overwhelming. And I was going to say, and it is so welcoming. Everyone will, you'll just be taken under someone or someone's wing, and it will all start to make sense. I know, especially for the first years, you're like, what is happening? It
Yeah.
will make sense, I promise. There were some conversations and questions in the chat. So trying, Sam and I are excuse me, kind of jumping in and responding as we see them. I did want to ask Paige because I am not sure. Is
I'm
there
asking.
a specific end time for
I'm
creature
asking right
comforts?
now. I'm
Oh,
not
okay.
sure.
Okay,
I'm
perfect.
asking right now.
Yeah, I wouldn't think that there is, and I'm wondering, Jessica, if that's for purposes of like a dinner reservation after. I think it's more of a come say hi, stay, and and leave whenever you feel like you are ready to leave. If I could insert myself into an event that I'm not in charge of planning, and say that would be my guess as far as end time goes. I think, let's see. So classrooms, yes, I did mention that in the chat. They are all located next to each other on the second floor of the Georgia Center. They're in alphabetical order. You pretty much just keep following the hallway around the corner and turn left, turn right here, but they're all fairly close together, all
By
up
the
on the
end
second
of the
floor. I
week,
did,
by the
yeah.
end of the week, you will have the second floor figured out. But I promise
Yes,
you'll
yes.
wander around a little bit for the first time.
Uh-huh. I did drop a link to a floor plan, a map of the Georgia Center, so you can see if you're a visual person, you can see where all the locations are located, where all the classrooms are located. This is also available on the Event Hub. So you can get that there. I saw there was a question about dietary questions. Thank you, Sam. You checked. You're good to go. Yeah, Corey, you keep that reception going as long as everyone is in class at 8 a.m.
So
Absolutely.
so
Um,
the man in charge said 7:15.
7:15. All right. All right. 7:15 is the official end. Perfect. Perfect. And yes, the course materials, they will be divided by either class name, which is the code like a C for core or E for elective, or there might be the faculty member in there as well, but they will each have the title of the class in there. I just can't remember off the top of my head which is first, if it's the faculty member or the course code, but they should all be in the materials themselves. And I'm going to go in right after this call just to make sure everything is there up to date for what we have thus far. So give me an hour or so before if you see something that might not look right. But that will be later this afternoon. That will be all up to date for what we have at this point in time. Any other questions? Yep. So where Bree, to locate the course materials. So that actually I think I started this thought and then never finished it. In the event hub, within each specific class that you are registered for, there will be a link for resources. And then under that resource link, that's where you'll find, or excuse me, under that resource tab, that's where you will find the link to the Dropbox. So you do have to be behind the registration wall. Basically, you have to log into the event hub and then go into the specific class. And then that's where you'll find the Dropbox link. And that is what I'm going to double check within our registration system after we hang up from this call. So it will be within each individual class once you have logged into the event hub. And then I mentioned they all brought snacks. Yep. So I see somebody, Paige, thank you for mentioning. Snacks are provided. You will not go hungry, as Sam mentioned. There will be a lot of food. Snacks are provided. There is a break every hour and a half during core classes, and then during electives, it's 2 hours. Up to you. A lot of times the advisors do arrange within their classes to bring some things. It's not required to bring something from your hometown, but as Paige said, some classes do that, which is kind of neat. Totally up to you. So I love Kyle's parting words from a fourth year. So that'll be fun. And then wonderful. Thank you, Brie. Glad you found the event hub. Anything else? I think we got everything in the chat thus far. Any advisors who are on, if you want to chime in and share any comments, you don't have to by any means. If you just raise your hand, because I think I have to give you mic access.
I know Corey's here. I don't know if any of the other regents are on.
Corey, if you want again, no pressure, but I just gave you mic access so you can unmute yourself. And then while you're doing that, so verify. So parking garages. If you are staying at the Georgia Center, they will ask you when you check in if you need a parking pass. If you are not staying there, you will need to pay for the garage. It's one of those where you just pull up to the gate, you pull a ticket, and then the arm goes up, and then you pay when you leave. So yes, a parking pass is required, but it's when you actually get there on site. To my knowledge, it's not something that you can arrange for ahead of time.
But I will give you a piece of advice. Park in the garage. Do not park illegally on campus where you're not supposed to, because they will be monitoring that. Not saying from experience, but I'm saying from a classmate's experience. You don't want an Athens parking ticket.
Yes, and I believe it is $10.
Yes.
I'm looking that up as we speak.
It was last year.
It was, yeah. I think it's still 10. Up to 10. Yep. Up to $10 max daily rate. Thank you. And Corey said he's just taking it all in. Wonderful.
Oh, Karen, you did have a question. Yeah.
Yep. Thank you. Thank you, Brittany, for bringing that up. Yes. So for those who are staying offsite at our overflow properties, which are the Spring Hill Suites and then the Holiday Inn Express, I believe, that is the second one.
Yes.
There will be transportation to and from the Spring Hill Suites only. The other property is like a 5-minute walk if you would like to walk to the Spring Hill Suites and catch the shuttle there, but it will be operating on a loop starting at 7 a.m. before class and then immediately following class. So yes, those shuttles are available from Spring Hill before class and after class. Thank you. Great question. And absolutely, Aaron, AthFest is always there the weekend before when we are in town. So if anyone is interested, thank you for sharing the link right there. And it is a nice walk. I hesitate to say the word nice because depending upon the weather, if it's 95 degrees and full humidity, some people might not find that nice. But if it is early enough and it hasn't gotten too hot outside, I have made that walk, actually beyond, to go downtown, and it's a straight shot. Very easy, just down Lumpkin if you are able to do that and are willing to brave the weather as
But
well. Yes.
I think to your point, Karen, there was some confusion. It's a 5-minute walk from the Holiday Inn Express to the Spring
Yes.
Hill to get the
Yes.
shuttle from the Spring Hill, and then
Correct.
not from the Holiday Inn to the Georgia Center.
No,
Yeah.
that is about a 20-minute walk, as Erin
Yes.
put in the
Yep.
chat. Yes, apologies for the confusion.
And
Mhm.
Athens is one of those that feels uphill both ways. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hills.
Yes. Wonderful. No, these are great questions and comments. Thank you also to our participants who are returning for chiming in and sharing your thoughts and recommendations as well. Anything else? Do we need to dress a certain way for kickoff? Thank you. We did not touch on that. Thank you for
Yep.
mentioning that. Yes. So, well, short answer is it is optional. You do not need to. It is not a requirement, but there is a tailgate theme, sports theme this year on day one. So if you would like to, you certainly can wear your favorite jersey or sports related attire, but I know some of the classes have their own themes and that's already planned and that is absolutely more than okay. And I look forward to seeing what everyone has. But if you would like to get in on the sports tailgate theme, up to you. Is that right, Paige?
That is
Did I say that right?
100%. Yes.
Okay.
100% correct. If you would like to, it's completely optional. So
Perfect. Thank you. Great question. Anything else? Don't want to cut anyone off, but want to give people the opportunity. Esther, yes, graduation is cocktail attire. If you are one of the graduates, then you likely have already had this discussion with your class on what to wear. There's often color schemes with the grads. As far as the first through the third years, there is no specific color. There's no requirement. I would say short answer is yes, cocktail attire, but also we would rather have you be present and attend versus worrying about, I don't have the right clothes to wear. So it's more important that you're there. Most people will be on the fancier side. But again, your presence is more important than your attire, if that makes sense, for a vague answer.
that was a very specific vague answer, though.
All right. Thank you. Perfect. All right. Going once, twice. Paige, any parting thoughts?
Yep. I'm going to say it one more time. There's no wrong way to institute, and just make it the best experience for you. And we're so
Absolutely.
excited to see you in Athens.
Yes. Absolutely. Sam, any parting thoughts from you?
We're good to go. Looking forward to seeing you
All
all.
right. All right, wonderful. Well, yes, Prince, I love that.
Mhm.
Absolutely. There's a lot. It's a busy week. We will keep you busy for sure. Thank you so much, everyone. If something comes up and you think of a question, please feel free to reach out to either your class advisor or to us on staff at IOM at US Chamber. And we look forward to seeing everyone on Sunday. Safe travels. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks.